everybody. Welcome to From Shirley's Cottage, and I'm Kelly, Shirley's daughter, and this is a place where I read all my mom's articles that she wrote for the Cambridge hometown newspaper in Cambridge, Wisconsin for many years and many hundreds, thousand articles. So this is where I share that. So I want to welcome you if you're coming back or if you're new. I just hope you'll enjoy being here. So let me start out by first saying that Friday, the 23rd, was my mom's birthday, and I happened to find an article that is dated Thursday, July 23rd, 2009. So I grabbed it just because it had my mom's birthday on it. I didn't think she would have ever written an article for herself for her birthday. I haven't come across one, and I don't remember ever reading one, but I thought it would be fun to grab this one since it was her birthday. So my mom turned 84 on Friday. My sister got her candles that were an 8 and a 4 and lovingly displayed them on the cake as 48. So my mom turned 48 on Friday, and it was a lovely, I hope it was, a lot of things I was gonna do later just blew away. Here, let me just tack those down real quick. Anyway, I know she had a good time. We went to the Fireside restaurant in Fort Atkinson, Wisconsin. If you haven't heard of it, it's been there for years and years and years, and it's still going strong. And it's kind of a dinner playhouse theater. We did not do the play that they're doing right now. It's kind of a dinner theater where you can sit, watch the play, and have dinner. But they also have a wonderful Friday fish fry. And so it was all 4 of us kids and our partners, and it was just a really nice time. So I hope my mom enjoyed it. Anyway, here we are. We're going to read From Shirley's Cottage, and I happened to back this one on that picture of my mom and my her mom. So I put today's article on the back of that picture. So today's is called The Prayer Shawl. Before I tell you about the prayer shawl, that isn't what I said. It says I have to start over again. You know, I always have to start over or redo something because I say it every time I read these when I read them too. Before I tell you about the shawl, I have to acquaint you with 2 friends. They met many years ago when they worked for the same company. They were more different than alike. Jean was 10 years younger and a lot more serious than Joy. A Protestant, she never missed church. She had young kids, and much of her family's social life centered around the church. Joy was what people call a fallen away Catholic, who had not seen the inside of a church for quite some time, except for weddings and funerals. They had virtually nothing in common, but their personalities complemented each other. They became fast friends. At lunches and breaks, they would walk and talk or sit on a park bench by the river. Invariably, the subject would lead to religion and faith. Joy said Jean thought God was a kind man with a long white beard and a longer white robe, sitting on an even whiter cloud. Jean would sputter and come up with something like, "Oh, ye of little faith." Then it was Joy's turn to say, "With faith, no explanation is necessary. Without faith, no explanation is possible." It wasn't her quote, but she used it a lot when debating with her friend. Things don't stay the same forever. They both eventually changed jobs and moved to different cities. The daily talks and debates changed to phone calls a few times a year and an occasional visit, but they still debated and loved each other as only friends can. Fast forward to 2009. What could have been a tragedy turned into a long road to recovery for one of Joy's grown children. During that time, she tried to be strong, but fear and worry began to take its toll. She tried to pray, but she had always felt like she did not know how. Something seemed to be missing. Then one day she came to work, and there was a package on her desk. It was a shawl, a prayer shawl, made by the Prayer Shawl group of a Catholic church. The shawls are made with love and prayer for every stitch. Then they are blessed by a priest. It was blue and soft and beautiful. Joy was humbled and grateful. She took it up to the hospital to tell the story and show off her shawl. Before she had a chance to say it was made for her, her child said, "Is that for me? I love it. I'm going to wear it until I get well." At that moment, no explanation was necessary. Shawls, prayers, and food. All things lead to heal the soul. What food has more soul than fried chicken? I'm thinking about whether or not I should interject a story there. Okay, let's do the recipe and then I'll interject the story. Okay, chicken cutlets. 6 to 8 ounces of breast. One skinless boneless chicken breast. 1 large egg whisked with 1/4 cup of milk. 1.5 cups of cornflakes. Ooh. Crushed with salt and pepper to taste, and 1/3 cup of vegetable oil. Pound the chicken between 2 sheets of plastic wrap or to an even 1/2 inch thickness. Dredge the chicken in egg mixture and press into the cornflakes. Fry chicken, turning once until golden, about 3 minutes on each side. Drain on paper towel. Serve with potatoes and peas smashed together. Oh, that sounds so good. My mom doesn't even like peas, but that sounds good. I like peas. Potatoes and peas smashed together, and enjoy. Okay, Jim and I do that, but instead of frying the chicken, we actually bake it. And I think I haven't done it with egg, Mom. I've been coating it with like mayonnaise, like a fat-free mayonnaise, and then crushing the cornflakes into it. It's really good. That does sound good. Okay, that was chicken cutlets. And should I tell the story? I never want to tell stories that are about somebody else if they aren't gonna want me to tell the story, but I will tell you this. So we were raised Catholic. I think I've told you this before because my mom did the nuns' hair, and this is when the nuns wore the long black, all the habit, and you couldn't see any, you didn't see one little strand of their hair. So it was a big deal because my mom would do their hair, and there's a story I told about us sneaking down the basement steps to look down the hall and get a reflection of the nuns getting their hair done down in my mom's basement beauty shop when she had that at the time. Anyway, we grew up Catholic, and my mom made us go to church. We grew up Catholic, and what did she say up here? The fallen away Catholics. I would say that would be my family if I want to include them all. Things happened along the way that make you question organized religion a little bit, maybe. And I'm not saying that against Catholics, because I very often miss the tradition of a Catholic mass, and do go once in a while just to, anyway. My church is usually sitting on the lake, and that's my church. Anyway, when my dad died, my mom totally, I would say, lost faith. She's like, how could God do that, and the suffering, and all that people go through, and the questioning. Anyway, I can't remember how many years it was between when my dad passed away and my mom's mom, but through those years, my mom had lost faith, and she was like, I don't know what I believe anymore. And I'm like, we're all kind of like, Mom, you're the one that raised us Catholic and to believe in God. And so anyway, my grandma was sick, and she was in kind of like a nursing home, I guess. And oh God, she was a strong broad, just like my mom. Strong Lithuanian woman. Oh, by the way, Mom, it's Vegas. Happy birthday, Mom. As I'm telling the story. So anyway, ice cube. So as strong as my grandma was, it wasn't funny, but we knew she was dying, and she didn't have and they kept telling us, this is it. She's probably going to go today. And she just kept hanging on and hanging on and hanging on. And my mom, you know, wouldn't leave my Gram's side. You know, she wouldn't go home and shower. She wouldn't go home and eat. And, you know, because she wanted to be there when she passed. And so finally, I mean, I'm talking days. It was like 4 or 5 days she hung on, I think, when every day there, maybe even a week, that they were saying she, you know, it might be today. So anyway, finally they had to talk my mom into going home and taking a shower. And I don't even think she slept at home that night. She kept coming back. But I just remember that it was a Sunday night, and we were living about an hour away, and Doug and I went with the kids and, you know, saw Graham and my mom, and we were all there. And I remember sitting out in the hall and with my mom, and I can't remember the exact conversation, but it had to do with God and what she believes. And you know, I remember telling her, Mom, maybe Graham's hanging on because she needs you to know that she's going to a better place, or she needs you to, you know, believe. So anyway, we left and went home that night, and did get a phone call later that she had passed. It was that night. But after we had all left, my mom was there. Mom, excuse me if we remember this different, and you know, the timing might be a little bit off, but I remember we all left, and my mom was there with my grandma by herself, and one of the nurses came in, and she said to my mom, I believe something to the effect that, you know, do you mind if I sing a song, you know, sing for your mom? And my mom was like, yeah, of course. And she sang Amazing Grace. So anyway, you know, my grandma's in that state where, you know, she's not responsive. So after the nurse left, my mom, from what I can remember, said to her, you know, Mom, you know, I've done everything I can. You know, I've stayed here. I've left. You know, do you want to be by yourself? Do you want me here when you go? And I don't remember exactly, but I know it had to do with the nurse singing Amazing Grace and letting my Graham know that she believed in that she was going to a better place. And she passed. She passed right after that. And so anyway, I think it was, getting back to the prayer shawls, my mom had a prayer shawl done for all of us. You know what? I should grab it. Should I grab it? I won't grab it, but it's we all pick colors, kind of like a black and gray, and it's almost just like a little cape, and it had a little tie on it, and then at the end of the tie was a cross charm that this lady made in Cambridge, and I still have mine. I still wear it, and I love it. So anyway, that was that story, and the prayer shawl. So I don't crochet or knit, but if I did, that might be a project we would do on Black Thread Studio. So let me know if you guys have a prayer shawl, or if you don't. So anyway, that was now in my book. I should fold that up. Now in my book of From Shirley's Cottage, and I'll tuck that back up and tell you guys to have a really good Sunday, and thank you for being here. I hope that was a good one. I will tell you that for my mom's birthday on Friday, she did tell me she's been wanting me to find this one article. It's called The Dress, and it has to do with her one and only sibling, her sister Donna, who passed away a few years ago now, and that was her favorite article that she ever wrote. And of course I can't find it. I'm gonna keep looking, and I'm gonna try to find it, and she said as soon as I find it, she will come back to say hi to you guys, and she will read that one. So fingers crossed that I find that one soon. Okay, thanks for being here. Come back for Black Thread Studio, and I will see you later. Bye.